No! Ah, shit! Fuck!
The man has no time to think. He quickly grabs his only knife. He cuts open the wound, makes it larger, and tries to suck the poison out. Right now, this is his only chance of survival. But after sucking for what feels like forever, it does absolutely nothing. Instead, his entire arm starts going numb. He realizes he needs to get home immediately. If he collapses out here in the wilderness, anything could happen. Yet those few meters feel like a marathon. As the venom takes effect, his head becomes increasingly foggy. His legs also grow weak and stop obeying him. Luckily, he manages to make it home. Then an unbearable thirst takes over. He rushes to the table, grabs the bottle of water and drains it in one go. But no matter how much he drinks, it makes no difference. The thirst only gets worse. When he goes looking for more water, his body simply collapses onto the bed. He can feel his life slipping away. He fights to stay awake, but eventually his eyes close. Time passes, and slowly he can no longer feel his right hand at all. Half asleep, he notices how badly his arm has swollen, covered in blisters of all sizes. It's clear that the snake venom has spread throughout his body. Then everything goes black and he passes out. No one knows how long he remains like that. Eventually, Jack slowly wakes up. Strangely, his body suddenly feels much lighter. His head is still foggy, but he is fully conscious. He instinctively raises his right hand to take a look. The swelling is actually gone. Only a pale scar remains. When he runs his hand over his chin and feels a thick beard, he realizes he has been asleep for a very long time. But no matter what, nothing is more important than being alive. Jack wants to go home first and tell his mother that he's alive. But when he goes outside, his car is covered in leaves and dust. It looks as though it has been sitting there for years. When he starts the engine, clouds of dust pour from the exhaust, but Jack has only one thing on his mind, so he simply drives off. But when he reaches a small town, a haunting sight awaits him. The streets, usually full of life, are now completely silent. When he goes to the supermarket to get some supplies, goods are scattered across the ground outside. Military vehicles are parked everywhere in complete disarray, and what frightens him even more is the body of a man lying on the ground. Judging by the state of decomposition, he has been dead for a long time. Jack freezes in shock. He wonders what happened while he was unconscious. As he continues walking, the entire square is filled with corpses. Without thinking, Jack runs back to his car. He floors it and speeds away. When he reaches his parents' neighborhood, everything seems unchanged. Everything is as peaceful as ever. Jack breathes a sigh of relief. It looks as though the catastrophe never reached this place. But when he pushes open the door and calls out for his parents, there is no answer. Jack's expression grows increasingly serious. He searches the house, praying that nothing has happened to his family. Then he sees rotten fruit on the table and a half-eaten breakfast. Jack immediately senses that something is wrong because his mother was always tidy. She would never have allowed such a mess. Even Dad's favorite coffee is still sitting there, half full. In the living room, he takes a deep breath and tries to calm himself. Then he gathers all his courage and opens the bedroom door. A foul smell immediately hits him. As he moves closer, he finds his father dead in the bed. Judging by his condition, he has been dead for several days. In the bathroom, he finds his mother as well. Her body is still relatively well preserved, so she must have died after him. The packet of tablets beside her shows that she took her own life. Perhaps she couldn't reach her son and realized that the whole family was already dead, so she decided to end her own life. Endless memories flood through Jack's mind. He blames himself terribly. If he hadn't gone out into the wilderness back then, he would never have been bitten by the snake. Maybe he could have been there with his parents during their final moments. In the garden, Jack frantically digs a grave until he collapses to the ground, completely exhausted. Only then does he accept the horrible truth. Afterwards, he carries his parents' bodies outside and buries them together with his own hands. The next morning, Jack suddenly jolts awake. If he survived, there must be other survivors out there, so he heads to the busiest place in town. But when he looks inside, he is speechless. There are people sitting everywhere, but not a single one of them is alive. Jack decides to drive to an even busier place in search of survivors. He throws a rifle into the car and drives onto the deserted motorway. He drives from day into night until finally lights appear in the distance. The entire city is still brightly lit. It looks as though the catastrophe never reached here, but when he drives into the city center, everything is completely deserted. Jack assumes the survivors must be hiding somewhere, yet even in the biggest and most expensive hotel in the city, he finds no sign of anyone alive. Then he thinks he hears a noise, but when he follows the sound, he discovers that it is only coming from a games console. After an entire day of driving, Jack is completely exhausted. He decides to enjoy the rare moment of peace, takes off his clothes, and lies down in the hotel's luxury pool. Afterwards, he walks naked into the restaurant to find something to eat. But just as he is enjoying his meal, he suddenly hears an unfamiliar voice.
Oh,